The name Uchiha Madara is power itself. From whispers and stone statues to the man who made gods tremble. This is how Kishimoto took a myth, built the most anticipated villain in shonen, and delivered one of the coldest characters ever animated or put on a manga page. Let me tell you something. Nobody has more sauce, aura, confidence, charisma than the dude, the man, the myth, the legend, than Uchiha Madara. This isn't just a breakdown, it's a celebration of the character who dropped two meteors on the battlefield just to prove a point. This is Uchiha Madara, the man who made fear look effortless. Let's be honest, there are a lot of iconic villains in anime and manga. But how many lived up to the years of foreshadowing and still left you stunned? To the point where people to this day, are still upset that he wasn't the main villain. And I am one of them people. Madara is peak villain build-up. We first see a statue at the Valley of the End, or the Final Valley, whatever you want to call it. We hear whispers in chapter 309 when Kurama shudders at Sasuke's chakra and his similar Sharingan and drops his name, Uchiha Madara. And by chapter 370, Jiraiya brings him up again just before facing pain. Sad times. From then on, you feel his shadow behind every major war event. This guy had Obito masquerading as Madara, to the point where, again, his name itself is power. Tsunade says this, I forget what chapter, but she says the name is power itself. Everyone believing that this guy was Madara. And when he finally shows up, Edo Tensei resurrected and bored out of his mind, just stunting on the Shinobi Alliance. He proceeds to make the entire Shinobi Alliance look like background characters, because they were. I'm telling you. This is why we're breaking down Madara. Not just because he's cold, the coldest, mind you, but because he's one of the few villains who lived up to every ounce of hype. Kishimoto built Madara like a ghost story. Valley of the End statues, legendary duel with Senju Hashirama. You could call them both the god of shinobi, realistically. Every major ninja clan still afraid of the Uchiha name because of this guy. Obito pretending to be him just to get more credibility? Oh man. By the time we see Edo Tensei Madara arrive on the battlefield, the entire fandom is tense because he was stunting on them for real. Onuki says it best. Tsuchikage of the Stone Village. That's the real one. That's the real Madara. And once he arrives, because everyone's shook, everyone's confused, because Obito's masquerading as Madara, but then Onuki's old enough to know who he sees in the flesh. Pause. It's game over for expectations. Drops a meteor. They stop. Gaara and the Tsuchikage Onuki stop it. Then he drops a second one and asks him, what are you going to do about the second one, my G? Quote of the decade. So what will you do of the second one? About the second one? To me, my personal favorite Madara quote is, it's It goes like this. Strength is not will, but a phenomenon caused by physical objects. What? He's tossing tailed beast bombs like dodgeballs. He 1v5s the Kage and asks, and once they retort back, they're like, oh, don't say this isn't fair. You're Uchiha Madara. And then he's like, oh yeah? Hits them with the wood clone no jutsu. And then he makes them fight. He makes the Kage fight 5 Madaras per Kage. And then he asks them, another cold quote by Madara. He's like, now, do you want them to use Susanoo or not? And he takes their, he's like, I'll take the silence as a yes. Oh my lord. Jesus, man. Madara's just too much. Even Kishimoto didn't know how to kill him. That's how you know the villain went platinum with no features. Bars. Let's just rapid fire the feat. Drops 2 meteors just because. Creates 5 wood clones, each with Susanoo. And then when Oniki's surprised how when Madara drops the perfect Susanoo, he's shook because he's like, Madara wasn't this strong in the past. You know what this guy says back to him? He's like, what kind of adult goes all out on children while bodying them? Like, yo, insult to injury every time. That's who Madara is. He beats the 5 Kage like they were Genin. Becomes the 10 Tails Jinchuriki. Man. And when Might Guy shows up with the glimmer of hope, Madara is disrespected because this guy doesn't bring out the red vapor, the gate of death right away. But then he gives Guy his props. I'll acknowledge this chakra of yours. Throughout my tenure, there is nobody who surpasses you at taijutsu. I, Madara, declare you the strongest. Man, nothing beats that, bro. Nothing beats that hype. That fight is still one of my favorite fights. During the fight, he gives Guy his flowers. And even after all that, after getting backstabbed and replaced, sad times, he never stopped feeling like the final boss. Even Kaguya's arrival couldn't fully erase what Madara has brought to the table. Whether you love or hate the way his story ends, there's no denying Madara had the best villain intro. In my opinion, one of the best villain intros. Some of the coldest lines and the most domination we've ever seen from a single shinobi, excluding Hashirama. Call it plot armor, call it overpowered. But the moment Edo Tensei Madara was revealed, Naruto was never the same again. I promise you.